Follow your favorite team this season and book now. Feel the Hamptonality.
I have big news. Bacon and cheese have been stuffed in a crust.
Pizza, new bacon and cheese stuffed crust with hardwood smoked bacon and a blend of 3 cheeses. For a limited time, get a large one topping for just $11.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi when you order online. Order now at PizzaHut.com.
Sure, that's the stuff. It can take the cold water and the heat. Trust me, this battery can beat up your battery. Duralast, proven tough. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Make the most of your weekend before it's gone. Be a weekender and book your stay at Hampton.
The first year of the college football playoff will be this season. They'll rank the top 25 teams, put the top 4 in semifinals. A lot of different selection criteria. And right now, down on the sideline, Jeff Long standing by with our Janine Edwards.
That's right, Mike. He's been in the news a lot lately, and he will continue to be in the coming months. Jeff, you are our health director of the state of Arkansas, and 5 members of the selection committee are athletic directors. Once the committee starts meeting next month, 2 days a week, how will you guys balance your responsibilities to your school and your responsibilities to the committee?
Yeah. You know, we've all had a lot of time to plan, so I know all the 5 ADs feel very strongly about their own staffs, and, you know, for Monday and Tuesday during that week, we have our staffs ready to cover for us during that time period. And, you know, if there's a crisis situation, we're available, so it won't be like we're sequestered.
What are your thoughts as chairman of the committee on one of the members, Pat Hayden, engaging a referee during the game last week?
Well, I think the Pac-12 handled that very well. I think Pat apologized appropriately. And, you know, I think Bill Hancock's statement really set it off for the committee, and I really don't think it affects his ability to judge teams and make tough decisions.
Whose job is it, and where do you draw the line with a social perception issue in an incident like that with a committee member?
It's at the forefront of all of our minds. We know this is a particularly special year because this is the first year, and we know there's going to be a tremendous amount of scrutiny. So, you know, I think all the members are prepared to handle that. You know, it is emotional with your own teams, and, you know, we have to guard against getting emotional about our own team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the one question that we hear most often, and I'm sure you do too, is what is the criteria that will be used to determine the 4 teams that get in the playoff? Is it entire resume? Is it the best 4 teams at that moment? How will that be determined?
It's all of the above. It's really a team's performance throughout the year, looking at them in totality and looking at them throughout a number of different metrics. So, you know what, we'll have so much available to us. We're fortunate. Our first ranking's not until after 8 or 9 games of the season, so we'll have plenty of information.
And I know if you ask 100 people, you get 100 different answers to that question. So I want to wish you good luck. Jeff Long, thanks for joining us. Good luck to the committee, and good luck to the Razorbacks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Janine, thank you so much. And Jeff Long, thank you for taking the time. And anyone that takes on the kind of a job that he did and everyone else on the committee, the only thing that you get for their trouble is criticism from fans who are still upset that their team didn't make the top 4 and it was left out. Let me say one word about the Southern Cal situation. I have no doubt that Pat Hayden will be able to make perfectly logical decisions about who to go where.
You know, but you bring up the credibility issue to me. You know, you remember what happened in Arkansas when Bobby Petrino was caught on a motorcycle with someone that he was having an affair with, and they had to fire him. Jeff Long handled that well. But if that had happened this past summer, a lot of college football fans would say, yeah, is Jeff Long able to be in that committee and make those decisions? So I do think that these committee members have opened themselves up to a level of criticism that, frankly, I think as it goes on, I think acting athletic directors are going to start backing away from wanting to be on that committee. And there will be 2 days a week starting in October where the committee will go to Dallas and look at film and talk about the playoff. And I think that becomes a distraction for your jobs or your football season. And I think eventually it's going to be too much to ask because the difference in basketball, football, you choose the top 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all good enough to be in the top 4. Basketball, You're leading out number 70, 71, 72. Big difference.
Third and short for Arkansas. They're starting to hit Texas Tech right in the mouth with a ground game. Can Texas stand up? And it looked like they did. Great defensive charge for the Red Raiders line. That is a really good mark for Arkansas. I want to look at that.
And then it is a reviewable. He spotted the ball as reviewable. On the 48-yard line. Right on the mark. I'm not sure they'll review it. Yeah, ball gets over, so good call. But good job by Arkansas while Jeff Long was being interviewed. He was penalized 10 yards for holding on that first good run. Nice job sticking to it and overcoming a first and 20.
Nothing this time. As Alex Collins gets the carry, picks up maybe a half yard.
And no doubt what Arkansas wants to do here. They want to keep Texas Tech on the sideline. Start wearing out this defensive line. Brett Bielema, former nose guard in Iowa, knows all about getting tired when you've got your hand on the ground. So he wants to do that to the defensive line at Texas Tech. And this is one of those drives that can start wearing out looking into the second inning.
And you see Texas Tech trying to rotate those down. Collins trying to get to the outside on the toss. And he's got enough for a first down. Let's check into the studio with Chris Cotter.
All right, Mike, and Taco Bell studio update. East Carolina, Virginia Tech, James Martin, his fourth touchdown of the day, first on the ground. East Carolina upsets the Hokies in Lane Stadium, guys.
What a huge win for East Carolina. Of course, Ruffin McNeil, who was the defensive coordinator here for a long time with Texas Tech, has things going there. And what a difference for Virginia Tech against Ohio State. It looked like they might be the best defense in the country.
Yeah, they looked unbeatable.
And in that first half, ECU went up and down the field, was up 21-0 in the first quarter. Able to hold on for a very big win. Chris Michael Brewer, who's the quarterback for Virginia Tech, played some here last year for Texas Tech, decided to transfer because he was a graduate student, able to play right away, and was winning their rotation.
They will be an inch short of another first down. On this drive, they've run 40 yards, 7 plays, all of them runs.
And what do you think they'll do on third and inch?
I think they will run. Although this is the beauty of this offense. They run, they set you up. 9 guys cover the line of scrimmage, they throw it over the top.
And then just hope your quarterback doesn't overthrow it.
Yeah, they've already done that once.
And you are in that fourth down area here because you're outside your field goal range, and if you punt it, you kick it in the end zone, you're getting about 20 yards of field. So you must make a shot.
Corliss Marshall is the tailback. He'll get the carry. And Marshall has enough for a first down to the 36-yard line of Texas Tech.
Marshall, a young man who was not able to play last week with an arm injury against Nicholls State. He is their most explosive running back. Everybody coming into the season talking about Jonathan Williams and what a good season he was going to have. But this young man, the most explosive running back, not very highly recruited, so he's turning into a some burst.
Marshall again, hitting the backfield and tripped up. Nice play by Dante Phillips, number 94, dove at his legs and got enough of him to knock him off balance and hold the game to a yard.
One of the things that Arkansas does in the middle of their line is they run a lot of trap blocks and wham blocks, where they bring people from the outside and literally wham on an unblocked defensive tackle. That time Phillips was unblocked, and the guy who was drafted missed it and gets a nice benefit to us.
Look at big number 99 in the middle of that defensive line, all 6'2", 367 pounds of it. I think he's 367 with the skip record. Now, on the rocks, puts right up the middle and slides in safely at the 13-yard line. Nice move by Brandon Allen and picks up 21 yards.
Nice job by Corliss Marshall. Excuse me, that's 32. Jonathan Williams going through, and Arenz, the fullback, picks up the blitz. And that was a nice job at the end there by Tevin Madison. You could see him go down to his knees and hold up. If he would have launched through that, he certainly would have got a personal foul. Nice job by Madison, the true freshman, pulling himself back.
Jonathan Williams back in at tailback and 1st and 10 from just inside the 14-yard line. Williams. Williams puts it up. And that's a kind of a drive, Ed, that just wears you down, not only physically, but mentally. It's very depressing for a defense just to get hit in the mouth time after time.
And don't forget, they started with 1st and 20. So this is a drive that should have gone for Zach, and what an excellent move by Williams on that true freshman Madison. And that was I mentioned earlier, the edge of this defense for Texas Tech. It's a big question mark, and that time Madison, the true freshman, not even going to attack.
Gibson for the point after a 68-play drive that featured all runs.
A university as exceptional as its location, where the world comes to do business, to be inspired in unexpected ways, a place made for adventure, discovery, and growth. Our strength lies in our spirit, and our calling is to greatness, the University of Arkansas.
Back at Texas Tech, and Arkansas has taken a 13-7 lead on the strength of its power running game. Grant and Stockton are deep. Team Grant on the return. And just taken down to the 25. Trying to use all that speed to get out to the outside. Celebrating its 10th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nuts, Allstate makes contributions to participating University General Scholarship Funds for each field goal. An extra point kicked. 2005, Allstate's contributed more than $3.4 million in scholarship funds.
And if this ball doesn't end up in one of those nets after a touchdown drive, or at least a field goal, I'd start getting a little nervous if I were a Red Raider putting that offense back out for Arkansas.
Went with time and throws over the middle to Reginald Davis. Great upside for this kid. Never played wide receiver before. He's a high school quarterback. If you got a chance to play in this offense as a wide receiver, you get a lot of publicity and a lot of chances to catch football.
Yeah, you can sell this program to wide receivers and quarterbacks. There's no doubt about that.
Rebel time first down the pocket. Throws on the roll and Liddell had a chance and lost it as he got to the sideline. They're saying he caught it. The official said no.
He's a young man that they say has unique qualities, a true freshman, part of a good recruiting effort during the offseason by Arkansas. Starting to get more and more playing time, and that ball by Davis Webb just a little late. And this true freshman able to run underneath it and almost made a snatch.
Second and 10 for Webb. Throws out in the flat. Washington makes a million miss. Washington Virginia first down.
You put on the tape for Texas Tech as they go fast here. You very soon see that there are guys who can make people miss. DeAndre Washington. We're all talking about Justin Stockton, the true freshman running back with all that burst, but Washington really good in the open field.
He's their best all-around back. Another completion of Reggie Davis.
We're talking about Davis being a former quarterback. He really has started to get a feel for the passing game, has great body control. Nate Needing is an outside receiver. Come along.
Now they're going just about as fast as they can. Washington with defenders looking at the football. They're down to the 33-yard line.
Here comes Arkansas bringing in 4 defensive players. The offense substituted, so now the defense will have time to match up. They're getting all the big bodies off, switching out the entire defensive line. You have to chase the ball all around the field where you go.
Can't get to the outside because Jason Bylon came up from his defensive tackle spot and wrapped his arms around him.
Good change of personnel that time by Arkansas. Bylon comes in fresh and makes good push.
Timeout ended the first quarter. Arkansas with a 14-7 lead. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station.
I tried to stay away, to live a simple life.
You have a nice shirt, in case you were wondering.
Mr. McCall, what happened? Hit it on something stupid. But then somebody did something unspeakable. You did something about it. 16 seconds. Because you can. Just you, or are we waiting for somebody else? Just me. The Equalizer in IMAX rated R.
It's bigger, better, and back. Taking unlimited shrimp from Outback. Hurry in for America's boldest steak. Plus, all you can eat garlic and herb or crispy shrimp for just $15.99. Unlimited shrimp. That's no rules, just right.
For you, success is a starting gate, not a finish line. For you, the ATS isn't just a trophy. It's a sleek, chiseled instrument of your ambition. And for you, the winner's circle is just another pit stop. Because you'll always be Cody, torching it, shopping it, making it. The new 2015 Cadillac ATS.
Cheez-It brings you crispy grooves.
What you got there?
Oh, Cheez-It grooves. It's a Cheez-It that's like crispy like a chip. Kind of the best of both worlds.
There's more than one world?
No, it's just this world.
They're among us disguised as humans? You're one of them!
It's the best of both worlds. Cheez-It.
Hell, he's here! He's got a probe!
It's a probe. We take the time to sure before we make any of our Cheez-It grooves. Because at Cheez-It, real cheese matters.
Next Dark Candy Max Gold Shower Gels. 2 irresistible fragrances. ABC Wednesday, September 24th. With 4 huge comedy premieres. There's no such thing as too much family.
Everybody buckle up. We're about to take a journey.
It's the season premiere of The Middle. The Goldberg.
Get me something you can do. I got photographic memory.
5-time Emmy winner Modern Family. And the series premiere of Blackish.
I smell a group food coming on. I'm going to the track.
It all starts Wednesday, September 24th.
I'm riding no victim.
On ABC.
Top quality floors, rock bottom prices. See for yourself at Floor & Decor. We buy direct from the source worldwide, so no one beats our prices. Get laminate or ceramic for just 49 cents a square foot. Travertine is only $1.59. And solid wood, it's yours for just $1.87 a square foot. Now you can remodel that room without destroying your budget. You have to see it to believe it. Floor & Decor at Dixie Lane and Fire Creek Crossing.
Watch Total 8 News now for up-to-the-minute breaking news. Expect more.
It's a courtyard here in campus in Texas Tech, where the Red Raiders are trailing Arkansas 14-7 with Rocky. long for Webb. Three-man rush, he has time, doesn't feel the incomplete. Long target intended for DJ Polite-Gray.
Polite-Gray is open. This is exactly what Kingsbury's talking about. Just being off by a foot or two. I think Polite-Gray should make that catch, be able to get his hands back, but Webb has just been off by a foot or two at the start of this season, and that throw obviously behind his intended receiver.
Third and long here. Only two men on the rush. Underneath the good pass. He should have been stopped short, but Alan Turner couldn't corral him. They moved him from an outside wide receiver spot to the slot, and he's far more dangerous there. You can't jam him.
Excellent finish of the play by Marquez, a young man who spent his first summer on campus. He's a member of the Mets organization of baseball, trying to stick around.
Washington, the tailback. Down near the 10, they have to get to the 8 for a first down.
I know everybody is talking about Justin Stockton, the true freshman. Every time I see Washington run, he makes a crisp move, makes somebody miss, and has really good acceleration. Talk about a nice 1-2 running back combo coming in. Both guys in now.
And they say he's their best all-purpose back. Stockton is in there with him now. And Washington really wants to show what he can do. He's had an injury-prone career that has limited the kind of numbers he puts up. Stockton with Washington in front, and Stockton with a 5.
The one thing that Kingsbury has been talking about with his offense is, guys, we have people who can make plays. We have guys who can take it the distance. Just settle down, practice, play like you practice. Practices look great. Start to get into a rhythm. How nice to have those two runners.
And it's not just throwing 80 passes a game. They have guys who can run the football and linemen who can block for the run. We're seeing it right now. Washington dives forward inside the 3 to maybe the 2. Dietrich Wise Jr. didn't play last week because of a leg injury that he's been nursing. Made that tackle. This is an impressive drive for the Red Raiders. Webb on third down. Plenty of time to stretch to the end throw, and no signal yet. There over there, Eagles, and it's a touchdown. Polite-Gray. And Arkansas obviously trying to rush just a couple of guys and play coverage. I don't know how that's going to work out.
But they had to leave 3 men behind the defensive line because of the threat of the run, and had a good throw that time by Davis Webb. It's in the end zone, put it down and away. Polite-Gray doing a nice job getting his hands underneath of it, but Arkansas was stuck between defending the run and the pass. They had one extra defender to them on the scrimmage, and that's why there was a hole behind them.
And the officials waited a long time to make sure that that was the catch. They got it right, and Texas Tech got the score to tie it up. 14-14 here in Lubbock.
Follow your favorite team this season and book now. Feel the Hampton Hours.
The Nissan Pathfinder with a Junior 4-wheel drive. An adventure worth sharing. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Richard Sherman. A little voice in my stomach? I'm getting waterlogged down here. What you doing? When you train as hard as I do, you gotta hydrate. You need protein too, and with no artificial ingredients or preservatives. Alberto beef jerky's the real deal, you know. I hear you, little voice in my stomach. That's what I'm talking about. Alberto beef jerky. You get out what you put in.
There. Sit down. This is great. I never got a chance to go and drink with my brothers. That sounds so good. This is where I meet you. It's brilliant. I love doing that. It's twisted and amazingly funny.
7 days, huh?
I don't know how I'm going to make it.
You guys are idiots, but you're my idiot.
Fantastic. 4 stars. What do you do anyway? He slept with my wife. I did not expect that. This is where I meet you. Rated R. September 19th.
Make the most of your weekend before it's gone. Be a weekender and book your stay at Hampton.
Out of the ashes, a new team rises because the world can't save itself.
I finished what I started.
Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season premiere Tuesday, September 23rd at a new time, 9, 8 Central on ABC.
Right, the Queensbury have seen the kind of drives from their ball clubs that they wanted to see. Arkansas, 11 plays, all runs, 68 yards per touchdown. Texas back to answer with a blend of passing and run.
Kingsbury has to be very happy with that drive. You get that ball back to Arkansas, you may be down 21-7. The defense would maybe be done with it there. I know you're trying to rotate that defense line. They would have had that would have had to go back on defense.
Hatcher and Marshall are deep. And Forrest Marshall will bring it out.
42nd-minute ball game loose.
He may have been down, and regardless, Arkansas got it back. Let's check to the studio. Chris Cotter with an update.
Time for Dr. Pepper Conference update. Elsewhere in the Big 12, a little ways down the road in Fort Worth. Trayvon Boykin is going to find Josh Knoxton for the score. TCU up 7-0 over the Gophers. Now it's 10-0 for yes.
First thanks very much. We have 12:59 to go here first half. And Brandon Allen leads him out. Williams. Powell runs. Picks up 8-9 yards. Let's check in with Janine.
Well, Mike, and Texas Tech. You know what? Let's wait for the penalty and we'll get back to you. Mike?
Thanks, Janine. We'll check it out.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 34. Penalty is 15 yards. First down. Number 34 is first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
So Kenny Williams, a converted running back, and back to Janine.
Well, my Texas Tech defensive coordinator, Matt Wallerstedt, has been trying to solve the puzzle that is Arkansas's running game, and it's not easy. He's gone up and down the bench, talking to every one of his position groups, linemen, linebackers, secondary, trying to shore up porous edges, but not take guys away from the middle.
Hasn't worked so far, has it? Williams with another carry in the Texas Tech territory.
One thing that Texas Tech has been doing awful on is penalty yards. Over 100 yards per game in penalty yards. And that was Kenny Williams after the play. You don't need to hand it to Arkansas. You can see the hands on the hips already. There's a first penalty against Texas Tech, but they've already been on their heels on defense. You don't want to let the sloppiness help the other team.
And fundamentals have really hurt. They throw underneath to Drew Morgan, and makes only the second catch of the year. It's enough for a first down for Morgan.
Morgan, excellent second effort here. Justin Nelson just dropped his head completely. That is such bad technique on so many levels. You can hurt yourself, you can injure your neck, you can get a concussion, and a lot of times you just miss the tackle.
Snaps a string of 15 straight runs, and now get back to it. One of the problems that Texas Tech has defensively, there's another marker now, is they have so many junior college guys on defense, and no matter how good they are, no matter how good the programs are that they came from, it's an adjustment, and when you have a whole bunch of guys making adjustments, it's tough.
Defense number 15.
Another fundamental mistake. Keenan Ward, the safety. So they had two 15-yard penalties called against them on this drive alone.
A lot of times when you're rebuilding and you're trying to get some depth, that's a tough one. It's hard to tell Ward not to reach up there and try to make that tackle, but it gets spit in the head of him.
Collins, the deep man in the eye. And he'll get the carry. Cuts it outside. 10-5, touchdown. You're going to see this all afternoon. They are just starting to swallow up the Texas Tech defensive line, and they're running wherever and whenever they want.
5, 6, 7, full speed into the backfield. Keenan Ward got the face mask before, just didn't fill the hole. That's the safety's hole to come and fill. Took a bad angle, was not able to make the tackle, so 2 bad plays in a row by Ward, but just running game for Arkansas. That's just way too much speed before they have to make their first stop.
And they've already rushed for 132 yards, averaging 7 yards to carry, and it gets bigger every series.
I am so nervous right now. Oh my God.
We told people they were riding in Nissan's most hit fast ultimate race car. We lied about the race car part. 270 horsepower and active understeer control.
What? I don't even understand this.
Innovation that excites.
Introducing new Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider. Refreshingly sweet and intense. And bursting with a crisp apple bite. So try a Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider tonight and let the stories flow.
I'm a cheap bungee cord. This guy bought me at the gas station. Perfect for holding down the lid on a box of sweaters. 800 pounds of tailgating gear. Insurance, the biggest hit of the day could be to your wallet. Get an Allstate agent and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? New 7-Up 10 pack full 7-Up flavor into only 10 calories. Well, if you can pack 5 seasons of your favorite show into just one weekend, pack this much heat into one week, this much drama into one friend,
You guys think I'm crazy because I'm not crazy.
and pack this much girly into one man, then yes, 7-Up 10 can pack full 7-Up flavor into only 10 calories. That's the power of 10, also packed in these brands.
I have big news. Bacon and cheese have been stuffed in a crust.
Pizza, new bacon and cheese stuffed crust with hardwood smoked bacon and a blend of 3 cheeses. For a limited time, get a large one topping for just $11.99. And a free 2-liter of Pepsi when you order online. Order now at PizzaHut.com. ESPN's College Football on ABC. Brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
That's the museum of honors Lubbock's own Buddy Hop. Died in a plane crash in Iowa in 1959 at the young age of 22. Rolling Stone ranked him 13th on the top 100 greatest artists of all time. Immortalized in Bye Bye American Pie, which will learn the day to music. That's a reference to Buddy Holly and Richie Valens. Grandson Davis are deep. The teams ran on the return. Load the forward powers over the 30-yard line. Tonight, ESPN brings you college football prime time. Fighting at the hotels. Bobby Kessler leads number 9 USC. It's Boston College. Cross-country matchup tonight. 8 Eastern on ESPN.
USC getting into the hurry-up offense game. Steve Sarkisian, who started to develop it at Washington before he left to go back to USC. assistant there with Pete Carroll. They ran 103 offensive plays in Fresno State. Of course, during the offseason, Brett Phelan of the head coach saw him getting into the discussion about trying to slow down the game a bit.
Davis Webb on the delay to Stockton, and I think notice has been served to Texas Tech. But when you get the ball, you better score every time because Wisconsin has that kind of intention. Or excuse me, I said Wisconsin. I'm looking at Brett Phelan.
It was very shocking when Brett left Wisconsin. I remember I was on the air scratching my head, wondering why he did it. Wanted a new challenge.
Everybody thought he'd be a lifer underneath the Reginald Davis. After all, he took it in 3 straight Rose Bowls. They were as good as they were here.
When he took the job, you wondered why was he leaving? There was murmurs about having problems keeping assistant coaches. He more than doubled the amount of money he can spend on assistant coaches. He said 1 year after they won the Big Ten championship, he was going to lose 7 of his 9 coaches in a 48-hour period, and just started to realize it was going to be nearly impossible to sustain the level that they had created. You start losing that many assistants, you can't have consistency year to year. Decided to take his show down to the SEC.
Webb, under pressure, steps up and throws for Lauderdale underneath. Lauderdale across midfield and spun down to the 4-yard line. Devin Lauderdale, a 6-foot sophomore, makes his first catch of the game, and they've got so many.
Just another junior college guy. Lauderdale got here in the spring, so he was able to learn the offense, and they need some help on the outside. We've already seen Bradley Marquez and Joaquin Grant how good they are in slot. So Lauderdale trying to get the mix outside.
He was transferred from Navarro Junior College. Now they have 5 wide receivers, 4 to the near side. They throw to the far side. Well, his first, so everybody's getting into the act. And that was a nicely designed play. You put 4 guys to the wide side of the field, drawing most of the defense over there, and you've got one-on-one with who you want on the right.
And a nice, accurate, on-time throw by Davis Webb.
First down at the Arkansas 40-yard line. Now got about 7 is Quentin White showing you his jitterbugging skills.
I was going to say, we've been talking about Justin Stockton, DeAndre Washington. Quentin White shows some ability to make people look a little silly when he's got the ball in his hands.
Stockton comes back in. White stays on the field. And they're on each shoulder of Davis Webb. Second and about 3. White, they nearly lost the ball on the exchange, and White turns what could have been a disaster into about a 1.5-yard game. Spake made the tackle.
Well, it started with the snap being a little off, and then not a clean handoff. Good handling of the ball. No panic by the running back. And you're sitting here 3rd and 2 in a game that's going to be about touchdowns going back and forth. I'm not sure this isn't where you take a little bit of a shot, and then you come back on 4th and 2 and go for it if you don't get it.
That handoff, by the way, is the quarterback's responsibility because the running back is looking at where he's going, not the ball. Throw to the outside for a first down. Great throw to Lauderdale. Davis Webb showing you some arm strength on that outside.
Catch and throw. Good calm feet by Davis Webb. I've noticed that of we saw Christian Hackenberg the first 2 games of the season. His nice calm feet.
Washington back in the game. Washington. Alabama's at the 13-yard line.
This guy probably lost run, isn't it? Yeah, he just never gives up. He has good balance. When he gets hit, you see a lot of guys, their shoulders, their upper body will start going down to the ground, which, they might get another yard or 2, but this guy has tremendous balance as he's going through contact.
He checks out. Stockton comes back in on first down. Stockton with a carry. Trying to get outside. Nowhere to go. And this is spun down by Allen Turner, the safety.
Now, you're going to have safeties coming up around the line of scrimmage. There's Rob Smith, first-year defensive coordinator, replacing Chris Ash. He left during the offseason to go to Ohio State. If he's going to have his safeties that close to the line of scrimmage, look for Texas Tech to start trying to get over the top of that.
Second and 13. Webb in the shotgun, takes the handoff, and dumps to Washington. Washington inside the 5. Still on his feet down near the 20, being dragged by the teammate. In the end zone, but they'll roll down at the 3-yard line. Josh Williams missed the tackle. He's just tough to bring down.
Washington down there, otherwise that would have been a penalty for assisting the runner.
And that's a touchdown for Webb. The 6'5" sophomore decided to do it himself in Texas Tech within 1 point to tie it up again.
Well, you don't see Webb running a whole bunch. Decides to keep it, and with outside defensive back, Rohan Gaines actually read that very well. But Webb able to sneak to the inside. You'd expect Gaines to be able to make that tackle.
Cross them up, and the point answer by Buston. 6:45 to go in the half. We are tied again. Can either defense stop the other guys?
Charlie, the demand on this network is increasing by the second. It's crazy. The people are relying on it more than ever. We cover more than 99% of all Americans. I can't imagine living without it. It's a place where people can come share knowledge and ideas. It's beautiful. That's deep, Charlie. My selfie just hit 100 likes. 100!
AT&T is building you a better network.
I am so nervous right now. Oh my God.
We told people they were riding in Nissan's most advanced ultimate race car. We lied about the race car part. 270 horsepower and active understeer control.
What? I'm speechless.
Innovation that excites. Let's take this up a notch. Let's get a plan and get it right. So we're not doing any of this. Let's go to school. Let's go to save. And then let's go to town. So we can enjoy the view and look for what's next. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Save 20% on any 2 bags of Scott's fertilizer.
I make a lot of purchases for my business, and I get a lot in return with A+ from Chase. Like 50,000 bonus points when I spend $5,000 in the first 3 months after I open my account.
And I earn 5 times rewards on internet phone services and office supply stores. With A+, I can choose how to redeem my points. Travel, gift cards, even cash back. And my rewards points won't expire.
So you can make owning a business even more rewarding. Think from Chase, so you can. We're coming home.
Resurrection season premieres Sunday, September 28th on ABC.
Tied at 21. 4 players have run the ball for Texas Tech. 8 caught passes. And Webb kept off that last touchdown drive with his run up with 5 out of 5. Through the air on the drive. Hatcher and Marshall deep again. 6:45 to go in the half. Deep kick, that one will go out of the end zone. And we'll check in with Chris Ballard. Chris.
Mike time for Wells Fargo getting it done. The Red Hawks getting it done in the big house. As Andrew Hendricks finding DeJuan Scott for the score. Miami of Ohio is able to be tied at 10 minutes.
How about that? Brady Hope taking some heat last week, getting blown out by Notre Dame, deciding to leave his starting quarterback in, never getting any of his depth any work. Looking good for him and his staff if it continues to trend that way.
Okay, Arkansas, what do you do? Just play smash mouth on this drive again? Looks like it. Collins.
We've seen some really good running backs today. Yes, all three for Arkansas. There you see Collins, a little better step in the first. Jonathan Williams, who's seen the tough runs. Corliss Marshall might be the quickest of them all. DeAndre Washington on the other side. Freshman Stockton. We were expecting to see a big throw game for Texas Tech, but both sides becoming about the run game a little bit.
I think the point is if you can run like this, why bother throwing? 7, 8 yards a carry. It's time enough for a first down up to 36.
I was in the NFL. You can freeze it right there. There's your wham block right at the point of attack. That's number 84, Hunter Henry, going in there, 255 pounds against Levy at 367 pounds. So it all becomes more about being explosive. In those wham blocks, you don't have to get a ton of movement, but you definitely have to get that guy stopped right where he is.
Henry, the tight end, was second team All-SEC last year and also made the All-Freshman team. When the receiver fell down on the outcut, Hatcher was open. Looked like a pretty good throw from Brandon Allen, but he just fell down. Last 4 drives, 2 passes.
You guys, what were they going to do on this? That's pretty obvious.
And some people will ask, why did you throw it twice?
Well, you had it open. You guys played.
Williams is the setback. Now a blocking back moves back into the formation. Williams on the draw, finding room up the middle. And Williams moving the pile has a first down out to the 46, almost the 47-yard line. That's just power.
We were talking about all the backs we've seen, and I think Williams showing, all right, everyone else has got the shape. Let me show you the power. Good movement there. Good finishing. There's Hunter Henry pulling the pile. As long as you're not pulling your own guy, you can move it forward. Quick first down, though, for Arkansas.
Just keeping his legs moving on the play. Trying to get to the outside, marks it. Breaks 2 tackles. There's a flag now. Looked like a face mask. Tevin Madison, the corner. And that would be 3 personal fouls against the Texas Tech defense in the first half. They have been tortured by penalties and mental mistakes.
Face mask. Defense to the 20. Penalty is 15 yards. And it goes automatic.
He has 45 yards in hidden yardage.
And Tevin Madison, we've already seen the secondary have a tough time coming up and filling. That time Madison got his feet crossed up. He was completely in position to make the tackle. But just a little move on the outside by Corliss Marshall. Bounced to the inside and bounced it outside. Madison got his feet tangled up, and all he could do is reach up and grab the face mask. So that's a technique and athletic issue for Texas Tech. Still getting clean in.
You're pretty tough if they can't even drag you down by your face mask. Now for our Aflac trivia question, name 2 future college coaches who played on the 1964 Arkansas National Championship team.
Yep. Robinson coached the University of Miami, Oklahoma State, around the NFL. So I'll get one of Jimmy Johnson. I don't know the other the chief. They don't do it. The other is a great kicker coach.
Just off Demetrius Wilson's fingertips.
Well, this is the second overthrow by Brandon Allen on touchdowns against Auburn. They had a drop touchdown pass to Deion Hatcher early in the game. The second one. And Allen has just overthrown a wonderful route. Slowed down as big Wilson was when his feet got tangled up with defenders. But that's just a miss.
Big play here. Haven't had many big third downs, but this is one. 3rd and 9.
Any positive yardage if we're taking one more than good.
A lot of good protection. And on on the run, throws to the sideline, and a great job by Jonathan Williams to keep his feet right on the edge of the sideline.
An excellent job by Brandon Allen keeping the ball alive. It looked like forever he was going to run the ball. And the linebacker to that side, Sam Aglavin, started to come up because the linebacker had coverage on Williams. I'll give that to Brandon Allen. That was a really nice job of faking like he was going to run, brought the linebacker off, and got it back to Williams.
They convert on 3rd and 9, spot the ball up to 26, 1st and 10. Williams, and this time hits the backfield. Brandon Jackson and Rico Levy combined to make the tackle. Jackson up from his defensive end spot. And then he held on and waited for the 367-pound Levy to finish him up.
Levy, another one of those junior college guys that we talked about. 4 of them were brought in to help the defensive line. They weren't sure if Levy was going to be able to go. He hurt his knee in the first game.
34th play to Arkansas's run, the first one they've lost yardage on. Always takes the lead. There's time on a deep post in the end zone and off the hands of Drew Morgan. He made the drive, the dive, and he was open.
This is just again a slight miss by Brandon Allen. He's had a couple of overthrows, but I'm not so sure that Drew Morgan. Tough catch. Not a great throw, but I still think he can make the play on it. But here you are, 3rd and 11 and for Arkansas. This is a team that will drop the field goal. They will go. I'm thinking about 7 here. Now for Texas Tech, you can play some cover. See if your guys can hold up. Don't need to bring pressure here. Yes, sir.
They did bring 5. They didn't get there. But a conclusion to Keon Hatcher. And that may have been Brandon Allen's best throw of this game.
Well, got there on time, accurately, threw it a bit early, and this was just long coverage on the side by Texas Tech. They had a bunch formation over to that side. And as Hatcher went to make his out cut, there was nobody home.
So they complete and convert passes on 2 big 3rd downs to keep this drive going.
Now for Texas Tech with 3 timeouts, you got to start thinking about saving some time for your offense.
Alex Collins, the tailback on 1st down. And the little throws it away, and Texas Tech has the football. Justice Nelson with the recovery. What a huge turnover.
This feels like a little bit of overthinking for the offensive staff for Arkansas. They've kind of had their way a bit in the running game. When you're knocking on the doorstep, there is just no reason to try a flea flicker here. You can't blame Alex Collins. He's doing what he's coached, but I just don't know why you make that call at this position on the field.
You don't need to fool him when you can run over him.
Bring your vision for the future to life. For more than 145 years, Pacific Life has been helping families achieve lifelong financial security with innovative tools and strategies. Talk to a financial advisor to protect your family and plan today. Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. Nissan Pathfinder with intuitive 4-wheel drive. An adventure worth sharing. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Is your pocket? Done. How many people got it? A lot.
Got it. Done. Done.
Send me some money.
Thank you.
Done. Right on my side. You got it, man.
Thank you.
Done.
On your phone, online, on the go. Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
How to take a picture like a pro with LG G3. Just shoot. The world's first smartphone with laser autofocus means you'll never miss another moment. Simply touch anywhere for the perfect picture. LG G3. Simple is the most smart. Go even further. Get a second long-lasting battery and battery charging trailer free with purchase of the new LG G3. Limited time only. Visit LGG3promo.com.
Watch number 31, Justice Nelson, who recovers this toss. What he's doing is fundamentally sound, and you have to applaud that. But if he could have looked over his shoulder and seen how wide open it was, he picks that up on the bounce. It's 75 yards for a touchdown.
But if he tries to pick it up and kicks it,
Yes, sir.
Forward, maybe they don't have to go.
You're right. Webb throws a very dangerous pass. Jermichael Winston knocked it down. It was intended for Stockton.
And now if you're Arkansas, you've got to start thinking about 2nd and 10 on the next play. If it gets there, you've got 3 timeouts, kind of on the edge, whether you want to start using them for your offense. Maybe not quite yet.
This play might dictate whether you do or not. Webb shoots it down the sideline, almost intercepted. It's caught out of bounds. Rohan Gaines made a great read on it.
Webb stayed on the receiver the entire time. His eyes never came off that side of the field. And
oh, what an athletic play by Gaines. Now 3rd and 10. 2-man rush. Well, that one is picked off. Spate, the linebacker, with the interception on a terrible decision by Webb, and Spate would run for a touchdown. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds, or are they?
Looks like he stepped out about the 12-yard line, but this one looked again like Webb never came off the middle of the field, and Spate, the linebacker, able to line up right to the right side of Webb. Webb's eyes just never came off of that. I mean, he was on that forever. That's 2 plays in a row where Davis Webb just never gave the defensive player who's reading him any other reason to think he's going to throw the ball right there.
Dropped 9 guys over the middle, and that's where Spate went out of bounds at the 12. But that was actually into triple coverage where he threw that ball. Turnovers have just been huge in this game. Brandon Allen gives to Washington. Washington inside the 5. Guys for the goal line touchdown. No double reverse this time. Give it to your 223-pound tailback and get out of the way. And 3 touchdown runs for Jonathan Williams.
But what you have to do if you're Texas Tech is just feel like that's what is going to happen on the drive before. Davis Webb has to get that interception, both of those throws, frankly, have the taste out of his mouth because Arkansas, luckily for Texas Tech, scored pretty quickly. So you get the ball back with 1:30 and all 3 timeouts. It's all there.
And he ran 9 yards before he got touched by the defense. And then when they touched him, it didn't matter. He still powered it.
You're saying that's not the goal when you're playing defense?
No. Got to get there just a little bit quicker. There's the interception that set up. Good defense by the linebacker. And then Williams makes him pay.
It's not just the mark. It's what the people of this university stand for every day. Strength, pride, honor. It's working harder, pushing further, and claiming our place. Cheese to mature before we make it into our cheesy grooves, because a cheesy, real cheese matters.
So many positive tweets are pouring in for ABC's new comedy Selfie. We just can't stop looking.
Why don't I hold on to your phone? You could have just said no.
Selfie, stage Tuesday, September 30th on ABC.
You know, I really wish there was a huge warehouse filled with beautiful floors and great prices.
Come on, that kind of place just doesn't exist.
Oh, it does. You'd be surprised what really exists.
It's unbelievable. It's Floor & Decor. Over 1 million square feet of quality in-stock flooring in every store. No one beats our selection, and no one beats our prices. You have to see it to believe it. Floor & Decor at Kipsey Lane and Fire Creek Crossing.
Fingerprinting Express. Fingerprinting, drug testing, passport photos, and notary.
Welcome, everyone, to the Cooper Tires Halftime Report. Here in the studio, we are watching the Razorbacks of Arkansas. With a little bit of running, Jonathan Williams pounds this one in, and as a result, they have a 20-21 lead over the high-flying Red Raiders of Texas Tech. John Saunders, Danny Cannell, and Mac Brown. Interesting SEC matchup early in the season, or rather, SEC for Arkansas, Texas Tech out of the Big 12. Texas Tech just gave their coach a brand new contract, so that's why he's hoping to come out of a win with this one. East Carolina, meanwhile, facing Virginia Tech. Shane Carton will find Isaiah Jones. Touchdown.
Shane Carton, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country, was exceptional in the afternoon. Huge win for Ruffin McNeil and offensive coordinator Lincoln Riley. They got close to South Carolina last week to go into Virginia Tech, win this one late like they did. Huge plus for them as they finish the season.
Carton crosses his own number there and goes in 28-21. So Virginia Tech, after beating Ohio State, comes up with a loss. Louisville facing Virginia. ACC matchup. Reggie Bonifant leaves it to the end zone. Ball's incomplete.
Been a little salty here right before the half.
Yeah, it looks like Florida State here next.
Somebody may get kicked out for next week. Yeah, better watch the ACC commissioner looks at that video.
Grayson Lambert keeps it. Goes 10 yards, rather. 17-7. And Kevin Parks, 32. As they're marching to seal this victory, he just powers his way. And just like that, that means ball possession. That means game. 23-21. Virginia over Louisville. So what are we seeing here? For the ACC, Virginia looks good against UCLA. The first week of the season, Louisville's a little bit overrated.
Well, the last time that they rushed the field, it was actually
rub that in.
I was looking for Virginia. That's what I tell you, by the way. It was a great win for Mike London, but overall, I think it hurt the ACC. When you look at Louisville, a lot of people had bought into them after the big win against Miami on Monday night, saying, "Hey, this is a team that were ranked in the top 25." So you had Louisville get knocked out, Virginia got out of the top 25. Overall, I think it hurts the conference. I thought the biggest thing, though, Mike London needed this win. They were way ahead, 20-7. Give Louisville credit, they fought back. But then for Virginia, who struggled last year to come back and win at home against a good contender in their own league, great step forward for Mike London for the rest of the year.
What'd you do when they rushed the field?
I was trying not to run into anybody. I was just trying to protect myself. Danny, some people were trying to steal my helmet, steal stuff. Danny still thinks Warwick done scored. He was there. He was there.
Where's the ACC overall? Because we looked last week, we saw the Big Ten really fall off on a cliff, basically. They're going to need a lot of help to get back into that national championship picture. What do you see the ACC overall, other than Florida State, obviously?
Struggling there, right there. I mean, if Florida State lost, it throws a shambles into everything, into shambles. But you look at Pitt, they struggled against FIU today. Were able to come back and win that game. Georgia Tech struggled against Georgia Southern. They needed a last-minute win. It's one of the weaker conferences. The Big Ten and ACC both going head-to-head for that title that no one wants. And Florida State is the best team in the league right now, and Clemson next week will be a big challenge for them, so that'll be a fun game to watch.
We know there's a team in the SEC that Danny likes quite a bit. Some of the folks out there are starting to get the feeling that he's a dog. That's in a Georgia Bulldog taking on South Carolina today. 7-0, they grab the lead. Little back shoulder throw right there, and the Georgia Bulldogs are down. Ole Miss, meanwhile, are blowing out Louisiana Lafayette.
And that's what they're supposed to do, John. In games like this, you're supposed to go out and win, and Ole Miss is doing that.
Mississippi State out of conference as well, taking on South Alabama. Missouri Yeah, a little coaches conference. You guys like that before the games, don't you, man?
Yeah, a whole lot, yeah. That's two great coaches. A lot of wins between those two guys.
Michael Campbell recovers the ball here. Fumbles, Singleton finally picks it up and takes it in the distance for a touchdown. It's one of those where the ball's laying around, nobody can find it. And Missouri opened up a big lead, and that's where they hold off UCF. Struggling start to the start of their season. First go to Ireland and lose, and then
a good fight for a while. Missouri took over in the third and fourth quarter. But how about Vanderbilt really dodged the bullet there? UMass had a chip shot field goal they missed. Otherwise, would have gone to OT. Finally 1-1 for Derek Mason, so he's excited tonight.
All right, stick around. When we come back, we'll have plenty more for scores and highlights, including one of the top teams in the nation quacking along trying to get to a national championship.
That's a rough one.
This halftime report brought to you by Cooper Tires. Cooper builds tires for the way real drivers really drive to keep you on your way, your way. That's real life performance. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Cooper engineers its tires, not just for performance, but real life performance. So before you get in, get going. Get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you. Because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires and get up to a $70 prepaid card by mail. See retailer for details.
My MMA champ, Chuck Liddell, and I stop things. People, problems, anything that moves. Just like our last brakes. They stop anything. Can't use anything else? Stop. Duralast. Proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Axe Dark and Axe Gold Shower Gels. 2 irresistible fragrances.
I just ordered Jimmy John's delivery. They're freaking fast. You should read this.
Wow, shocking conclusion.
You're not actually reading right now.
What once was she no longer exists. But their enemies are still out there, and the world can't save itself.
This is the make-or-break moment. I'm going to finish what I started.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season premiere Tuesday, September 23rd at a new time, 9, 8 Central on ABC. Welcome back to the Cooper Tires Halftime Report.
John Saunders, Danny Cannell, and Mac Brown in Oregon. If you were impressed last week, you will be right here. Marcus Mariota.
Hey, they were down 7-0 for that first quarter, but man, like they typically do, they take over for the rest of the game. But they made Wyoming mad, so that was it. But this is a great team every week.
West Virginia, they're taking on Maryland in the Terrapins. Things were freezing up all over the place. William Likely returns this one. The distance here on the kick. Maryland's going to tie this game. Believe it or not, when they return this one, it ties it at 37 apiece.
Kicking game made all the difference in the world late. It's a difference in the better teams throughout the year. They get the punt return here, and then West Virginia comes back and kicks the last second field goal after having one block to win the game.
Maryland have to be down by 22 to touch it. West Virginia does get the win as Josh Lambert knocks it through. Bowling Green in Indiana, 42 to 39. James Nappi finds Roger Lewis, 2-yard touchdown. Bowling Green, 45 to 42.
How about the MAC? We're talking about the Big Ten and the ACC being down. They better watch out. The MAC's going to make a push.
Huge win for Dino Papers at Bowling Green.
These two teams, when they meet each other, the records are maybe keep the records in this case. Jake Reddick keeps it, finds a hole, goes in for a touchdown. Iowa 14-3, and Iowa was on top. Ohio State, they seem to bounce back from the loss.
Just what the doctor ordered for Ohio State. Give J.T. Barrett confidence through 6 touchdown passes on the day. Bad timing by to show up in Columbus.
Michigan Wolverines still struggling to get their offense going. You can see that in the map as well. Still more to come. Cooper Tires halftime report.
When I'm working, things can get so hectic, so sometimes I need to find an easy way to express what's most important to me. Like with my crew, I use shorthand to tell them what I need. And when I need to talk directly to my fans, but the most meaningful shorthand of all is the one I use when I'm about to drive. #text. It's an easy way to tell everyone that I'm about to drive, and I do it every time before I get behind the wheel. Use #X to pause the conversation before you drive, because no text is worth a life.
More adventures await in the 7-passenger Lexus GX. See your Lexus dealer. This halftime report brought to you by Cooper Tires. Cooper builds tires for the way wheel drivers really drive to keep you on your way, your way. That's real-life performance. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
So, Henry Morgan, what's your story?
This one's first.
He hasn't come on yet. Is there something bigger?
Some of these cases go unsolved for years.
Optimum makes me feel alive. Forever. Tonight, 2 new episodes. Premieres Monday and Tuesday, September 22nd and 23rd on ABC. Time now for a Heisman flashback, presented by Nissan. In 1988, Barry Sanders' dynamic running style led him to one of the best individual seasons in college football history. This Cowboy rushed for over 2,600 yards and scored 39 touchdowns on his way to breaking 25 NCAA records and becoming the only player in school history to win the Heisman Trophy. Visit the HeismanVote.com to cast your vote.
Well, you may recall earlier this afternoon we asked you to vote for tonight's Cooper Tires Real Deal Performer. And America has spoken. Brett Hundley of UCLA coming in with the top number of votes with 27%. And again, I look to my right and I can see that Danny Canal does not agree with that one, that Brett Hundley's going to have the best night.
I hope he does. He's going to need the best night. I think Kenny Hill is going to put up huge numbers against Rice, but I think Brett Hundley's he's primed for a good one.
Well, and Trevor Knight. We think he's going to have a good night when we start talking about the OU Tennessee game. So he needs to if they're going to win them all.
Obviously, the key to that game that you can see right here on ESPN, or rather ESPN and ABC tonight. When you see that Tennessee-Oklahoma matchup, what's the key to it?
Well, I see Oklahoma. I don't see many weaknesses. They're fast. They're powerful. The defense is strong. For Tennessee, 22 true freshmen, they've got to go out there and just let it all hang out. They have nothing to lose. You're going to get beat some big plays. Just keep fighting and go toe-to-toe with them.
Butch Jones is doing a great job of recruiting, getting enthusiasm into the program. I talked to him this week. He's excited about taking his young team into Norman, but he said most of them haven't even been on a plane before, so he's not sure how they'll respond to that crowd.
The first plane ride to go to Norman is going to be a little bit difficult because it's a tough place to play. These are some of the key games that you can watch tonight on ESPN and ABC and the such. And if it's not on one of those networks, we, of course, will bring you all of the highlights. All right, let's take an amped-up look at the first half action presented by On the Stage.
like these who demand the most from their tires. And everything we've learned making these tires inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. How to enjoy 4 times HD TV quality with LG G3. Just watch. Introducing America's first quad HD smartphone. 4 times HD resolution. LG G3. Simple is the new smart. Go even further. Get a second long-lasting battery and battery charging cradle free with purchase of a new LG G3. Limited time only. Visit LGG3promo.com.
ABC Wednesday, September 24th.
I should write that down. No, I'll remember.
With 4 huge comedy premieres. There's no such thing as too much family.
Everybody buckle up, because we're about to take a journey.
It's the season premiere of The Middle. The Goldberg.
You saw that No Can Do. I have a pornographic memory.
5-time Emmy winner Modern Family. And the series premiere of Blackish.
I smell a group hug coming on. I'm going to the track.
It all starts Wednesday, September 24th.
I'm riding on this door.
On ABC.
Sunshine Service Brake and Alignment is a full-service authorized Napa Auto Care Center. That means you get the peace of mind of a 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. Sunshine Service, located across from Baldini's on Rock in Sparks.
Governor Brian Sandoval is getting Nevada's economy back on track, but he needs a partner to fight against Obama's federal overreach. And Adam Laxalt has the strength and experience to defend Nevada. In the Navy, Laxalt helped prosecute thousands of war criminals and terrorists. In the private sector, Laxalt represented Nevada businesses as they rebuilt our economy. As Attorney General, Laxalt will fight Obamacare and ensure better days ahead. Adam Laxalt, father, veteran, Nevadan, for Attorney General.
Hi, friends. Richard West for Jones West Ford. Have you driven by and seen the giant inventory of new Fords at Jones West? You know, there's 0% financing available up to 72 months, rebates up to $9,250. There's never been a better time to buy an SUV. No one sells new Fords for less. Jones West Ford's also the Integrity Award winner. We treat you like a celebrity at Jones West Ford. You can come and save thousands of dollars. We make it easy for you. I'll see you here.
Cash giveaway and 5 times points every weekend at Bodine's and the Carson Valley Inn. Come in on Fridays to win free cash and play Saturdays and earn 5 times points. Bodine's of CVI. Your purchase to play and win.
Helping you avoid scams. Hello, News Now. Expect more.
We're at the half in Lubbock, Texas, where Arkansas has the lead over the Red Raiders in Texas. It's at 28-21. Turnover's a big part of this first half, and it really looks like Arkansas has established exactly what it wants to do. You got to favor them, I think, going into the second half.
And I think Brett Thielen told Gideon Edwards on the way in what they were going to do, right? He said no more fooling around. They tried the flea flicker down on the goal line. They ended up with a turnover. So I would suspect with Arkansas getting the ball back, we're going to see Thielen's ball. They're just going to run it downhill with a 3 good 4 running backs and see what happens.
If you're Texas Tech, you can't just keep making mistakes.
No, they just went and have to come off as receivers. He has to start moving his eyes around the field. Doesn't have to necessarily read the whole field, but he needs to get his eyes off the people. And this is Texas Tech offense that has been able to run the ball as well. So I've got to think that Texas Tech, if Kingsbury puts Kingsbury get that run game going a bit like they had in that first half, they may rely on that as well.
The other fundamental mistakes that they made include 3 15-yard penalties against the defense for personal fouls. It's a huge yardage.
A lot of that the youth on the edge for Texas Tech defense. They're not doing a good enough job when they come up to support the run, being out of position, having to reach up and have to grab a couple of patients.
And that kickoff will go out of the end zone. Let's take a look at our Pacific Light game summary from the first half.
Well, both teams deciding to kind of throw it around. Here was that reverse that ended up at the 12th round near the goal line when Arkansas looks like they were going to walk in, and then Davis West just stays on his receiver the whole time. Linebacker Spade comes up with the interception. And this is what I suspect we're going to see more of in the second half. Just straight ahead, some on-edge running, up the middle, off to the outside. Allen's good enough to throw it for us, but the way Arkansas has been running, why not just do that over and over?
Arkansas looks to throw on first down and throws complete to Demetrius Wilson. Wilson fighting for extra yards has the first down. We check in with Janine.
Well, Mike, exactly as you and I were just saying, Texas Tech's quarterback Davis Webb needs to calm down, go through his reads, and see his open guys. That's what Cliff Kingsbury just told me. He just hasn't been seeing the field, and it's especially frustrating for Kingsbury, who chewed out his offense on Thursday's practice for a lack of sense of urgency, lack of focus, and sloppiness. And Davis Webb told me afterwards that they were going to have a play-by-play meeting with the entire offense.
Well, effective to Collins gives Keon Hatcher on the flanker around. And he's up to 46. I think the mistake that Webb was making at the end of the first half, his eyes were leading the defenders to exactly where he was going to throw it every single time.
And if you're playing a team that plays a ton of man coverage, usually the defender's eyes are on the guys they're trying to cover. But Arkansas choosing to play a lot of zone, and they knew they were going to coming in where the guys can drop back and actually read the quarterback, and they've done this job.
Alex Collins starts the second half at tailback. Stutter steps. And even in a slow developing play like that, the defensive line unable to get to them, and the linebackers took 3-4 seconds, and it's a 7-yard gain.
This offensive line getting better through development in the weight room, getting deeper with the level of people that Brett Bielema and his staff are able to recruit. When you're able to sell what Bielema and his staff did at Wisconsin, you're going to get big bodies wanting to play on the offensive line for you. 8 guys drafted in the last 3 years off the offensive line of Wisconsin, and Bielema's the head coach.
Jonathan Williams back in the tailback. He gets the toss. Breaks the tackle, and coming up in the corner with Kenny Williams, and messed up the timing of that play. And this is a remarkable list, especially 2011, 2012, and 2013. How can you have that many guys who have NFL talent?
My math was off. It's 7 guys. I said 8, but still incredibly impressive. 7 guys. Of course, Joe Thomas was a first rounder. Travis Frederick having nice NFL career so far. These are top level guys. And when you go out on the recruiting trail in Arkansas, that is something you can tell, and they are selling.
Williams dragging a tackler with him down to the 40-yard line. J.J. Gaines, the safety, got a free ride from the 223-pound tailback.
And you think about last year when Arkansas was going through that losing stretch, the entire culture needed to be changed before Bobby Petrino was fired. Before 2 seasons ago, they brought in John L. Smith, who turned out to be a disaster in 2012. So it's going to take a little while to change the culture of what Bobby Petrino had built here with the Madison offense, but it's already there.
The crowd trying to extort the Texas Tech defense ahead on 3rd and 2. And they give it straight ahead to Alex Collins. He does not get the first down. That'll leave him 4th on about a yard. And just using that no man's land territory for 39, if you don't pick up that much.
So you have to go for it here if you're Arkansas. But if you knew that, maybe you'd call something a little more aggressive on 4th down. This is something I want to feel at the end. I would not necessarily run between the tackles that long that the defense coordinator knows that he is really young on his corner. Safety's having a hard time setting up the field. Maybe this is a toss play for us.
To run formation, no wide receivers. Williams the big head. Powers off the right side, first down and more. Williams, skip on the defender down to the feet, pulled out of bounds.
And we have seen this just too many times for Texas Tech, where a safety, this time, it's J.J. Gaines, comes right up into the hole. Now, if we were going to first down, but Gaines drops his head. We've seen that just be time and time a tough thing for Texas Tech's secondary to come up. And these running backs, called well over 200 pounds, showing good shape for Arkansas.
Williams approaching 100 yards. He had a 100-yard effort earlier in the season, averaging 88.45. Williams again.
Texas Tech just has to get better at tackling when they have a guy free. That's number 9, Brandon Jackson, is standing there ready to make the tackle. It just doesn't make it. He's got to build up some athleticism and experience, but the second and third level for Matt Wallace's defense is not very good right now, coming up into the hole. If they've had bodies there to come up and make the tackle, but Arkansas running backs have really put the shake on Texas Tech. I mean, a bunch of guys miss right at the line of scrimmage.
Allen under center. Alex Collins is the deep man. Collins, first man just can't seem to get them down, even if they do get a hit on the running back. Kennedy York is safety. Made the stop, but not before they got to the 11-yard line. The line will make the 8.
And I would expect on third and short, not much different. That's just guys who just missing tackles. That's Brandon Jackson. 2 plays in a row ending up on the ground instead of with the tackle. It's big yardage for Arkansas after this tackle.
Collins on the toss, cuts it back, got a good block, and got a first down. Patrick Arends, when they put him in the ballgame, he's been an outstanding lead blocker for fullback.
10 plays on the drive, 9 runs, not surprisingly, and the clock just melting, and Arkansas about to get up 2 scores on Texas Tech, who you suspect might have the weapons to come back, but they haven't shown yet.
If you're a defender and you see Arends in the ballgame, so oh good, another 257-pound guy who's going to throw a block at my legs. First and goal, Williams already has a career day with 3 touchdowns, bidding for more. B.J. Pahoko, the transfer from Utah, is in the next stop.
You have got to suspect this defense in the front. And I know that Texas Tech has done a good job substituting players, but those linebackers and those safeties start to get worn out as well. You see so many missed tackles, guys who've been in position. This defensive front is just being dragged around the field right now.
Second and goal. Throws the corner of the end zone, out of bounds, incomplete. Good coverage that time. And that play just sort of smelled like a pass, didn't it?
I like it. Second down and 5. Second and goal to go from the 5. Good throw down to get a little play action. But that ball for a little bit late. But now on 3rd and 5, as crazy as it sounds, you would think this is a throw down, but I think for Arkansas, they consider a run. They just had their way here on this drive, running the ball.
Third drive of more than 11 plays. This one approaching number 13. Brandon Allen looks to be changing the play, and then wants a timeout. We'll take the break with them. Arkansas bidding for more here in Lubbock.
On a rough road riding high, through the mountains climbing, twisting, turning, further from my home. Beyond, like a new moon rising fierce, through the rain and lightning, wandering out into this great unknown. And when it's done, believe it, I will yell it from that mountain high.
Truck guys, as dependable as the trucks they drive. Chevy Silverado, from the family of our most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road.
Need help finding a dependable used car?
Yeah, I'm worried about things like flood damage.
Oh, our team doesn't keep quiet about those cars.
Right to Carfax. Found an SUV here.
Here's a sports sedan. I'll get the VIN number.
Oh, there's a convertible. Avoid that one.
Largemouth bass. They get the word out. Only one site has a free Carfax report for every car listed. That's it. Start shopping at the new Carfax.com.
That looks good.
Yeah, I got to eat right this fall. I'm doing CropFit.
What's CropFit?
Hardcore fitness based on 19th century farming practices.
It's the pumpkin. Take it. Hold the plow, son. That's it. Wrap. I know it's a farm, right? It's not a one-man job.
That sounds intense.
That's one word for it.
However you stay fit this fall, start at Subway. Lots of great tasting low-fat sandwiches like the Subway Club with ham turkey and roast beef. Subway, eat fresh.
Look who's coming to GMA.
Chicken pizza.
I promise, it's me.
If you think he's inspired so many, just wait till you meet this kid. Mondays, get ready to
Put some good in your morning.
and Motivating Monday only on
Good morning, America. Monday Night Football is a matchup between a pair of reigning division champs, LaShawn McCoy, Leach Phillies, dynamic high-speed offense against two-time Pro Bowl quarterback Andrew Luck and the Colts. Monday Night Football, Eagles and Colts, 8:30. Third and goal here. Arkansas trying to add to its lead. Brandon Allen in the shotgun. Forrest Marshall, the running back. Lead's coming. They fake it to Marshall. Touchdown on the scramble. Brandon Allen had nowhere to go, but he kept the play alive and then saw an alley and took it. That's a heck of an effort.
First time, remember, he looked like he was going to run and ended up throwing to Williams for the first down. This time, again, Texas Tech has the play sniffed out. And then Keenan Ward, the safety, goes to double cover the guy that Allen is running to and opens it wide open. This Tech defense has just been kind of short since about middle of the second quarter. Which guys, it doesn't seem like they know exactly where they're going and how to line up sometimes.
This drive took almost half of the third quarter.
It's the Barbarian Queen.
Wait.
Does she have special powers when she has the shroud?
No, guys.
The woman wants the woman.
Well, that gives her invincibility. Yes.
No.
The Scarlet King is Lord Victor's son.
No, don't. I told you. You guys are going to be so surprised when you watch the finale.
You're so lucky your car has Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I am.
Equinox from Chevrolet, the first and only car company to bring built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi to cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Let's take this up a notch. Let's get a plan and get it right. So we're not doing any of this. Let's go to school. Let's go to save. And then let's go to town. So we can enjoy the view and look for what's next. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Save 20% on any 2 bags of Scott's fertilizer.
Introducing new Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider. Refreshingly sweet and intense. And bursting with a crisp apple bite. So try a Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider tonight and let the stories flow.
Axe Dark and Axe Gold Shower Gels. 2 irresistible fragrances.
There's a reason no one says easy like Monday morning.
Sundays are the Warriors' day to unplug and recharge. What if this feeling could last all week? With CenturyLink as your trusted partner, it can. Our visionary cloud infrastructure and global broadband network free you to focus on what matters. With custom communication solutions and dedicated support, your business can shine all week long. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
ESPN's College Football on ABC. Brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Some of the memorabilia here at Texas Tech honors Gabe Rivera, a terrific defensive lineman from the late 70s, early 80s, who's enshrined today into the Texas Tech Football Ring of Honor. He was an unbelievable player. Goes up on the Ring of Honor with guys like Donnie Anderson and E.J. Hollop. And if you don't go back to the day, E.J. Hollop, for a college football linebacker, was as good as it gets.
And Gabe Rivera may be as good as it gets in the interior line in the history of college football. He had over 300 tackles as a defensive lineman. He was a tremendous athlete.
And even though we haven't seen him, we understand Zach Thomas is back this week. Talk about wonderful linebackers. Checking with Chris Scott.
And let's go AT&T inside the headset, Mike, and Iowa State offensive coordinator Mark Mangino dialing up the Sam Richardson EJ Pitts connection. Hawkeyes still lead the battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, though 14-10 over on ESPN.
Texas Tech with a 35-21 lead. And they have to get the offense back in gear to try to cut into this margin. With throws to the outside, and his receiver is just speared by Rohan Gaines, and Reginald Davis slow to get up. Holy cow, see it.
Ball got there late. Webb on that, watching that side again, and just a good, clean tackle. And I think what happened there maybe was Reginald Davis's head hits the turf, because head up, eyes up, excellent form by Rohan Gaines. Did not target, did not go at the head. But I'm not so sure that Reginald Davis, unfortunately, because he came down so hard, his head didn't slap very hard on the ground. But that was a clean tackle.
Just a monster shot from the safety.
Let's go!
Larry's open. I'm watching you good. You're good, man. You heard about playoff, right? It was pretty much my idea. Like football. You know what out there? This is like the first real season about football. Play last year? Didn't count. Good. Let's go.
It's the Barbarian Queen.
Wait.
Does she have special powers when she has the shroud?
No, guys.
The woman wants the woman.
Well, that gives her invincibility. Yes.
No.
The Scarlet King is Lord Victor's son. No, don't. I told you. You guys are going to be so surprised when you watch the finale.
You're so lucky your car has Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I am.
Equinox from Chevrolet, the first and only car company to bring built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi to cars, trucks, and crossovers.
On my journey across America, I learned that when you ask someone in Texas if they want big savings from car insurance, it's a bit like asking if they want a big that's just big steak. Well, big head. I didn't get answer. The fact
Geico. 15 minutes would save you 15% or more on car insurance. Goodyear, driven by those who use the world as their proving ground. And everything we've learned making these tires inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more tricks.
Brace yourself for the season premiere of The Middle. Oh, ABC Wednesday, September 24th.
Good news for Reginald Davis. He is up and able to lead the field under his own power. This is to reach things down in the first place. What a hit. You can see his head slam into the turf. Good, clean, hard football. Yeah, And West Coast completes it. Grant. The King Grant against that cross midfield into Arkansas territory. Did they beat that?
That is the biggest play of the day. The longest play before that was 15 yards. So just in time. Took a little longer to develop that time. Need the protection to get that to go. Let's see if they go back to a little longer developing play.
DeAndre Washington is the tailback. He'll get the carry. And loses a yard, maybe two. Good defense by Trey Flowers, preseason first team all-conference at that defensive end spot. Only one play, over 15 yards today for that Texas Tech offense. Went with John James in the pocket, throws underneath. DJ Blake Gray makes the grab.
And I think for Texas Tech, you always have to think about 4 downs when you get past the 50 now, down 2 scores. So here you are, 3rd and 7. Don't necessarily have to get all 7 because you're going to leave your offense out there on 4th down.
Whitney White checks in the ball game. He wears 37. 3-man rush. Webb throws to White. Trying to make people miss. And White with a chance for a first down. And got past the sticks. Nice effort with White. Because when he caught that ball, he was well short of the first down.
And this is just time and time again, these backfield guys for Texas Tech. We've already seen what the in the ball game.
10 different receivers who caught a pass. This is Stockton. Wrapped up and immediately spun down by Darius Phylon. Let's go to Janine. Obviously having a technical problem with Janine's microphone. We'll get back to her. Webb on the post over the middle, too far from Grant. All right, let's try Janine again.
Hey guys, sorry, I was just talking to trainer Jeremy Bush here for Texas Tech. Reginald Davis is okay. He had the wind knocked out of him. They were checking his ribs and abdominal area, but after taking a couple of sprints up and down the sideline, he's good to go.
All right, thanks, Janine. Good to know. Big 3rd down and long here. 3-man rush, Webb with time. Floats it over the middle. Davis Webb. And somehow Grant beat the middle of that defense. It was just a little wrist throw from Webb.
Good pocket work, too.
Yes, it was.
There for a really long time.
And Texas Tech with a big score. They're back with a touchdown after a 79-yard drive that only took 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
We've been talking about the inside receivers for Texas Tech. They've got the bunch, and you can see freezing right here. Grant's just running off. You've got a guy who's leading in front of him, so a lot of times that causes confusion for the secondary. And Tevin Mitchell, who had it, literally was just on the outside. And because of the amount of time that Webb had in the pocket, Mitchell was in pretty good position. But this Grant has a little bit of a different gear, and because Mitchell was on the inside, could never catch up. Way to step up into the pocket.
Especially when you know you're going to get stuck.
And for young quarterbacks, it's so hard sometimes to just kind of blindly step up. But that's where the money is. And Grant with that speed, again, not terrible coverage by Arkansas. Devin Mitchell was right there on the hit, but had no inside support from the safety. Grant slides in for a big momentum. That gets back for Texas Tech, and the amount of time they were allowed to leave the defense on the sideline.
Now comes the big test. Are you going to be able to stop Wisconsin? So far, the answer to that, or Wisconsin, like you said, because the spread field and his offense, they certainly look like Wisconsin. But are you going to be able to stop Arkansas? So far, the answer is no. It should be one. Returnable kick, Marshall, 2 yards in the end zone. Doesn't make the 20. Starting September 5th, it's TGIT. Thank God it's Thursday. Tonight for the premiere of How to Get Away with Murder starring Viola Davis. Thursday, September 25th, after the season premiere of Scandal on ABC.
You think cotton is a big deal in this part of the world? Oh, yeah. Right down the street from the stadium. And Davis Webb needed a drive like that. That was a really tough end to the first half. His eyes started betraying him, actually leading the defense to the ball quite frequently. And that time seemed to hang in the pocket a little better, wait for things to develop a little more. But they were able to get the ball down the field deeper in the pass game than they did in the first half.
Back to the ground where they have made their money this afternoon. Jonathan Williams.
Well, we mentioned right at the top of the broadcast the contrasting styles between Arkansas and Texas Tech, and there you can see it completely flipped on its head.
Williams over the 100-yard mark, but 107 on 16 carries. And it is just a relentless drive for Arkansas. Hunter Henry moves early. One of the few Arkansas mistakes.
So I was just going to say, earlier in the game, they had a holding on first down. They made it first and 20, and they were able to pick up that. So let's see what happens on first and 15. And for Texas Tech defensively, we have not seen from Matt Wallace, the defensive coordinator, many blitzes on downs you don't expect it. Because they haven't been able to do much, they need to start dialing something up against first and 15, bring a little pressure, and maybe get a loss running down.
On first and 15, the draw Williams. Able to get outside and make guys miss again. And picks up 6-7 yards.
The amount of missed tackles right around the line of scrimmage for Texas Tech is astonishing. I don't know that I've seen, that time it was Keenan Ward, I don't know that I've seen this many times in a game where a defender comes up, has his assignment, is in the place to make the tackle, and just gets completely left at the line of scrimmage. It's happened time and time again for the Raiders.
The first guy, even the second guy, have consistently missed. Texas Tech shows blitz. Williams runs through it, runs over one man, drags 2 more for a first down out to 40. Now that is a man. Let's go to Janine.
Well, Mike, just as you and Ed were saying, Matt Wallace said for Texas Tech has been just trying to figure out the best combination of guys. He's been sitting them down and basically asking them all, what are you seeing and are you understanding what you're seeing? And the coaches on the sideline still having to coach guys up because they have not been in the right positions, and obviously they have been having trouble holding tackles.
Janine, you can draw up all the defensive schemes and teach all the techniques you want, but if guys can't make the tackle, it doesn't make any difference. Let's check in with Chris Cottis.
All right, y'all, Michigan, it has been tough for them in the big house today against Miami of Ohio, but here's Dennis Carter. Jake plus 29 yards, wide open for the score. 24-10 right now, Wolverines on top of it.
Spot the 46. Arkansas. Second down, call it 4. Alex Collins Williams checks in. He'll get the carry, and he'll get the first down. He's middle of that defense has really been vulnerable.
The first drive of this half took almost after the third quarter.
Yes.
I think we're going to get well into the fourth quarter before this looks like. Texas Tech, they brought in a bunch of new personnel. They lost 6 defensive linemen off of last year's team. They had a transfer. They had to remove a guy from the team. 4 guys graduated. They are so inexperienced up front. It's not like they're getting blown off the ball. It's not like they are getting pushed around. They just cannot make the tackle when they're in position.
This is just punishment. Alex Collins driving straight forward again.
New bodies coming in. Anthony Smith, 330-pound defensive tackle, rotates in for Texas Tech. But these guys just look like they're done. Unfortunately, that's Marcus Smith, one of the junior college transfers. Looks like he's a little gimpy.
Second down and 3. They're not even leaving themselves in a stressful situation. Second and short, maybe third and short at worst. Williams. First down. Clock down to 1:31. Or check it, 33. They stopped it temporarily. And now we've got an injury. It looked like Denver Kirkland, the right guard, is down for Arkansas. And somebody I talked to on the radio earlier this week, and they said, can this offense work in the Southeastern Conference? So, well, of course it can work in the Southeastern. It can work in any conference. It is a sound scheme, and if you can run the ball like this and control the clock and have a good defense, why wouldn't it work on any conference on earth?
I think it'll work going forward. What I'll be interested to see, and Arkansas is light years ahead of where they were last year. I put in watching the film of that Auburn game earlier in the year, and the game got away a little bit in the second half, but that was Nick Marshall just being a magician. But if you talk about the SEC and this run game, what I'll be interested to see for Arkansas is they've had a lot of missed tackles today that have led to big runs. When they go up against an SEC defense that has a second and third level linebackers and secondary that are physically better and more prepared for the college game, let's say, than Texas Tech. Texas Tech is very young. Let's see how many extra yards they get making guys miss. But I agree, as this offense goes forward, yeah, it's going to be fine, especially if they keep getting NFL level offensive line. Oh, yeah.
Williams spins out of the tackle, picks up another 6.
How frustrating for Clinton Kingsbury, former quarterback, has the hurry-up offense, and all he can do is get on the sideline and see his defense giving up 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a run.
You can't hurry up if you're playing defense, can you?
You know, this is a matchup of both SWC teams. Kind of looks that way right now, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Williams kicking his way this time. He's going to have another first down near the 25-yard line. 20 runs and 2 passes for Arkansas in this half. Yikes.
And unfortunately for Arkansas, they're going to have to snap it before we get into the fourth quarter. For Matt Waller's that former All-American linebacker at Kansas State for the Texas A&M for Cliff Kingsbury 2 years ago. Came with him as defense coordinator. This is one of those nightmare afternoons. Has had some guys in position, but not sure he has the experience or athletic ability quite yet to play against a team like this.
Collins checks in to give Williams a break, and Collins weaves his way through and then shows some power and very close to another first down. As Arkansas has used most of the third quarter to just pound and ground Texas Tech's defense. They're up by 7. They're closing in on more. Arkansas has rushed for 5 scores on the ground. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Max Dark and Max Gold Shower Gels. 2 irresistible fragrances.
Cheez-It brings you crispy grooves.
What you got there?
Oh, Cheez-It grooves. It's a Cheez-It, but it's like crispy like a chip, kind of the best of both worlds.
There's more than one world?
No, it's just this world.
They're among us, disguised as humans? You're one of them!
Okay.
Security!
It's the best of both worlds, Cheez-It and chip.
God help! He's here! He's got a probe!
It's a pet.
It's a probe! We take the time for our cheese to mature before we dig into our Cheez-It grooves, because at Cheez-It, real cheese matters.
I make a lot of purchases for my business, and I get a lot in return with each pleasant change. Like 50,000 bonus points when I spend $5,000 in the first 3 months after I open my account.
And I earn 5 times rewards on internet phone services and at office supply stores. With 8 months, I can choose how to redeem my points. Travel, gift cards, even cash back. And my rewards points won't expire.
So you can make owning a business even more rewarding. Think from Chase, so you can.
I have big news. Bacon and cheese have been stuffed in a crust.
Pizza, new bacon and cheese stuffed crust with hardwood smoked bacon and a blend of 3 cheeses. For a limited time, get a large one topping for just $11.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi when you order online. Order now at PizzaHut.com.
How to take a picture like a pro with the LG G3. Just shoot. The world's first smartphone with laser autofocus means you'll never miss another moment. Simply touch anywhere for the perfect picture. LG G3. Simple is the new smart. Go even further. Get a second long-lasting battery and battery charging cradle free with purchase of the new LG G3. Limited time only. Visit LGG3promo.com.
Hi, Daddy. Julie, okay?
I knew that.
Fine, Johnny. We're coming home. What happened? I came back, just like you, Grandma. We're coming.
It should be a good thing, people coming back. Instead, it's just made us all scared.
What did you do? We didn't take the return. Let's go. Resurrection season premiere Sunday, September 28th on ABC.
Do you like persuasion? Incentive? I know I do. And you are going to love the new and most generous incentive that Fiat has ever offered. Just listen to this.
Right now, you can drive away in a new 2014 Fiat 500L for as little as $18,000. Save almost $2,000 off MSRP. This 4-door urban utility vehicle means a remarkable amount of space for passengers as well as stock.
And why do I love talking about Fiat so much? Take a look at what I'm driving.
Helping you avoid scams. Hello 8 News Now. Expect more.
Starting the fourth quarter here at Texas Tech. Arkansas leads by 7, but the Hogs are driving. Second and short. Into the 8th. Before that play, the last 11 plays, all runs. 5, 10, 7, 10, 6, 6, 8, 4, 6, 4, 9, and another 9.
And running backs not being touched until 3, 4, 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage is not going to be helpful.
Yeah, it was the 4th time today, a withering 11-play drive at least. You got 200-yard backs, Collins to hit 100. The cheer goes up from the Texas Tech rooting section as Levy makes a tackle for a gain of only a couple.
Such a helpless feeling for the defense, for the fans, for the coaches.
Because there isn't a single thing you can do.
And you're only down 7. You're still in the ball game, but there's just nothing that Matt Wallace that this defense can do.
Williams is back in to the 5, to the goal line. Touchdown.
Patrick wins again. So